Alright everybody, welcome to the live stream. Today we are going to be taking a look at a current weather update. So right now, it is approximately 9:15 Eastern Standard Time here, and what we're going to be looking at is primarily one of the biggest, several biggest hazards. Our target areas right now are going to be the Mid-Atlantic region right about here, and then also kind of through this area over here, this like southern Canada, but more or less, the areas of focus are this area in the northeast, as well as more or less these U.S. areas right here. Okay, so here's where we're at right now. So right now, the only warning right now is a snow squall warning for the area. This is just an indicate, as you can see, we've got these darker colors, and snow conditions are favorable. Snow squalls are pretty much just like squall lines, and that is pretty much on our warnings right now. Veering off for a second, after our we have to go down and talk about the severity of some of the northern neighborhoods, like kind of just outside of the city. It was a very, very simple process. And here's what happened. Here's the deal. So the other week, last week I did the update about how we might be having this ice storm in the Mid-Atlantic region. And, of course, that causes more severe weather down here. I don't see any severe weather down here on the forecast right now. But that ice storm here did decide to kind of dissipate to a lesser, and it warmed up a little bit more than what we initially thought. So in this case, that just meant that, okay, so the final product here, we're just not going to have any, we're not going to have any ice storms, and it just seemed to be something that was like a very minor, easy event, and we did not have to worry about anything. So that is where none of these ice storms ever hit. So as you can see, this was a bust. But devastatingly enough, down here in New Orleans, some of the northern neighborhoods did get hit by, I believe it was, an EF2 tornado. I am not sure. Let's see. So we will look at our damage, sir. So let's see. Let's see if we can pull up, if I can find a damage survey. So damage surveys are usually produced so cold is on the way. So the damage, I don't see. So more or less. So let me see. I'm going to see if we can find some information on this past event. So we had a serious and a devastating tornado that struck So so we had a December tornado event. It was a very serious tornado event, and it did not end up being good. There was tornadoes all as far as Alabama. So you had tornadoes in New Orleans that were in two tornadoes. These were two. So the main tornadoes, as we can see here, these were St. Charles. This was a tornado, and as I can pull it up here, we had a very dangerous and damaging, sad tornado that ended up doing some significant preliminary damage. So that. So St. John's the Baptist Parish. This was a city that is a parish just outside, literally like the next big thing over from. So as you can see, you have got pretty much New Orleans right here. Right about here is where St. John, the parish, is that was hit hard. So you had this tornado just outside, EF2 tornado. Hold on, let's go back to that for a second, then we'll look at that in a minute. But this is your tornadoes right here. So it kind of went just north, so right outside of New Orleans, devastating, did cause a lot of damage, rated EF2, peak winds of about 120 miles per hour, and that was just all a part of that storm system hitting to the south. But now we're going to go on to tonight. We have a very breaking ice storm alert. This is going to be a very serious. Let's start off with this area, as here. Initially in the last week, we had weather, as of like around the time the last system hit, we had projections of an ice storm. That's right, we had an ice storm. We had projections of an ice storm that Thursday, and it was really nothing because it warmed up a bit. But then we did have a chance for snow. That was going to be a small 3 to 8 inch system that would go through. They were projecting a low pressure and a whole system that was going to, drop and allow all this snow to kind of drop south, pushing about a 3 to 8 inch system to hit as a nor'easter kind of in this area, and even possibly another backing system that might form, causing another 1 to 2 inches the following days after Christmas, predicting you a white Christmas in DC, which unfortunately is not going to happen again, most likely, because our snow totals are going much more better out west and more up north, but we do want to concern on ice. So we have 0.1 inch of ice, so we do have sheets of ice. We have meteorologists in this area giving us an advisory for flash freezes, which are serious and very dangerous ice freezes, where freezing rain will fall into these very cold temperatures. The biggest impact time, probably around 5-6 in the morning on Thursday, will be where we might see some of these massive flash freezes, as we're right at the freezing mark, and we might stay. And we won't be probably seeing much warm up till at least close to the 3-4 o'clock, to about the evening rush hour. So we should just be careful. Again, flash freezes are these dangerous ice situations where you will see freezing conditions on upwards of at least these projections of ice. This can mean that these freezing rains will flash freeze into hockey rinks. So say you've got a road that is complete, that that is like a little bit of water puddle, those will turn into solid as ice rings with this kind of weather. So we just want to be careful with that. Now, speaking of which, when we do go up, and we're gonna go up into Chicago first. This is in the Cook County area, so more or less here. They're projecting about 2 to 6 inches in this area, depending on how it is. Some places like DeKalb, Ottawa, Dixon, Rockford, we're seeing more like 2 to 3 inches. And as the farther east you get, the higher the snow chance is, about 4 to 6 inches, as the colder it's going to get. So you have that as a variation. Once you get up into places like here, we are seeing places like Buffalo, points north, even far as getting towards Montreal. We might be getting some. We project we could be getting some very serious conditions. Maybe Toronto as well if it gets far enough. This is interesting enough. This is where they're projecting blizzard-like conditions, and one of these very strong nor'easters to possibly hit in this area. And let's just take a look at our future radar here. Let's start kind of in the metro, in the kind of the DC metro area right here, where we expect to have consistent freezing rain up and through late Thursday night, and possibly running down to about Friday, till about Friday midday before finally wrapping up. So just pay attention on that. At any rate. So otherwise, let's take a look at our forecast. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's take a look at our future radar. So we see 9 p.m. We don't really see much of this is in the area yet. So bring that to about midnight. We are starting to see the developments of these icy rains coming in. 3 a.m. So you'll see more of like these freezing rain bands coming in from the south. And a little bit from the east. More or less just these Sutherland bands are going to come up. Take that to about 5 a.m. You're going to see a mixture of some snow and rain, and these freezing rains starting to come in. As we can see, 8 a.m. also where more of this rain's coming in. Get down to about 10 a.m. 10 a.m. through lunchtime. The rain really starts to be really picked up and giving us some really hard rain. And say about 6 p.m., we're kind of in the 4 to 6 p.m., kind of on your 4 p.m. tea time, or 6 p.m., you're kind of getting right in the middle of this. And then slowly through like 9, 10 p.m., it kind of starts to, get to the last part of it. Say parts like Loudoun County, Point of Rocks, Maryland, Adamstown, Leesburg, Germantown, more of like going to be some of the last people to see this rain dissipate off of them. And then this kind of goes away, where we still might see the off chances that little flurries might even hit, depending on how the weather might be, and then everything kind of just dissipate. So that's kind of that. Looking back at our forecast for the Chicagoland area, as we can see, we should be getting some active snowstorms coming in here soon. As you can see, this snow is going to kind of pull through. So see, probably around like 4 in the morning. We're not going to see much. 10 in the morning, more or less, snow comes kind of through Rockford, through Chicago around like 2 to 5 p.m. And then it kind of is all out of there, all getting out of the area right around 6 in the morning. Take that down to Buffalo. We'll see about 3 p.m. Thursday. It's going to kind of start to creep up. 4 p.m. as into 4 p.m. for like 7 to 9. This area is going to creep up. And we're going to especially see these wind bands. So you will be getting blizzard whiteout-like conditions. So just be aware for that. So just take a look at that. And then say about 10 p.m. you'll have 11 p.m. you'll have all that stuff still going through, and you're going to possibly be getting steady snow up until probably close to about noon, and you're going to see consistent snow till close to like say beginning to midday Saturday as this goes through to Canada. Montreal, Friday, it's really going to get to... Friday's really going to get some heavy snow down here in the Montreal metro area, and you should be seeing some snow, and that's going to also be... So for Buffalo and Montreal, you might be getting stuff till at least Saturday midday, more around here. Chicago should be getting stuff tonight, and then late tonight, and should be ending probably around midday Thursday. And then DC again, probably some more or less around beginning of the day Friday. We'll see kind of low, all this system's going down, and everything being much, much better. I would like to thank everybody, and I want you guys to pay attention. Keep an eye on your local weather in case of any sort of situation, so that way you can stay aware and prepared for whenever the ice storm hits, because this weather, with the temperatures being how cold they're going to plan to getting colder for Christmas, we do have a higher expectancy that this will be more of a definite ice producer. An ice producer, then the last one was more sufficient than the last sufficient evidence. I'd like to thank you, everybody. So there's your winter weather update. Just please pay attention, be careful, and make sure that you are safe wherever your travels may take you. And alright, people, thank you so much. And that is your local weather update for Wednesday. If there is anything more serious that needs to be brought up, then I will come right back. And update you. Alright? Thank you very much.